Alright friends, welcome back in. This is Stormgate Cast. I'm Algorithmore, and this is one of our community friends. This is jayzn. Jayzn submitted this to me. And in the blue, playing in the Vanguard, we have his opponent. Chinese characters, I believe. This is Falling Dust. I looked that up using the internet and artificial intelligence. That's how life is in 2025. If you don't know what the symbol means, you ask a robot. The robot knows. And that's what it's like in the Stormgate universe too. If you need a command post built, you ask your servos. And then you overcharge them and you send them down the ramp to do so. And that's what we see here happening from Falling Dust. Just servos, just building a command post, nothing else yet to start this match. Now, I want to say thank you to jayzn for sending this to me. He just posted it on the Discord, said, you've been summoned. I don't know what that means. I hope that means you've got a good match. Let's see what's going on jayzn's side of the map. This is a very one-basey looking operation going on here. We are getting an Argent here as our Chalk Bear does his cool little dance. Rack's on the way. Rack's almost done here from Fallen Dust. Into what there? We got a Biokinetic Life. So nothing too out of the ordinary yet to start out the game. Other than jayzn has opted to just stay on this one base. That's not very normal, I don't think. So maybe there's something he's got in his mind. Biokinetic Slab almost done. And we have a mech bay going down in the main. Just Argents out here. Rizzy Kitty says meow. And saving up a bunch of energy too. And what do we got? Okay. Legion Hall is happening. So there is some kind of something going on there from jayzn's side. And this is an interesting build even here from Falling Dust. As lots of Therium miners. That's good. That was the whole point of the positioning here. We fully saturated up here. We're at 11 up here. There's one worker that needs to get back to work. Trying to help him, but for the moment he's just idling. It's 3 Argents. 4 Argents, sorry. Nothing yet out of the Legion Hall.
Soon.
4 Argents look like they're going to go and try and get the gate. What did we have produced out of our racks here? It looks like some scouts. I only see scouts here.
A Stormgate has appeared.
Maybe some hogs coming out after this. Let's see what's going on with the Stormgate. We got the 4 Argents putting down the DPS that they need to close it down. Third of the way done already. Did I hear a little scan there? Or no, maybe it was the dogs doing their... Thought I heard something. But no action coming out from Fallen Dust here. So Stormgate uncontested and captured by jayzn. Now remember, he's still one base. Okay, he's finally built another arc ship. Still just on Argents. What's going on with the Legion Hall? We're at an arc station. Is this going to be Arc Fortress finishing up here? It looks like. We're up to Arc Fortress. So now we're going to get an Archangel. I assume. What else is the point? We've got ourselves a Soul Forge here. That means we're going to have a few Archangels. Now, Falling Dust is doing what you would normally do, which is you build bases, because bases are where you get your minerals from, your resources, and you use those to build an army, and then you fight armies. That's sort of how the game normally goes. But we're on one base here. The second base just about to get started here. While, do we have our first, yeah, our first Archangel now coming out. And we have the Soul Forge, so we are going to have 2 Archangels. This is just a single Legion Hall on one base. So I wonder if there had been an earlier expansion for jayzn, if you could get this Archangel out even quicker. Just by exploiting having more energy. Or more resources, sorry. So Archangel out. Let's see. We get a second Archangel. They're hanging out by the power banks to get juicy juice. Energizer nodes, I should say. There we go. Fuel them up. Now, meanwhile, Falling Dust has this big army, and I think the main thing that Falling Dust should learn if he's watching this replay is, why did I not kill jayzn all these minutes up until now? Having so many units. This would have been a good time to go kill him at any of these times. jayzn is up on 2 base now. And even jayzn is chilling in the back with his Archangels. I thought he would send them forward. What's going on here? Hedgehogs and dogs. Let's come on, Fallen Dust. Let's roll across the map and win the game for us.
Dimensional rift
Stormgate.
detected. A Stormgate will activate soon.
Bad, there's a Stormgate happening. We have 1 Arcane, so we're up to 3 now. Because another one got produced. So it was like an Archangel rush on 1 base to then go for the second Stormgate. Stormgate's about to pop. Now this is a huge force from Falling Dust that I feel like has to be able to punch through this smaller force, right? So Dog's jumping on the first Archangel. It goes down. Now the Argent's in the front. He just melted. This is what I expected. Although we now have Avatar Farm on the Archangels, and they're punching through. 1 went down. 1 picks up and flies away. Okay. That's about what I expected, which was these units should tear through, and they did. The Archangels did do some damage. Now, come on, let's go sit in the wellspring there, Fallen Dust. I love this move by jayzn. This is what everybody should be doing if you play Celestial. Why mine Therium in your base? Like, why mine this? I guess you can mine there too. Why mine this one? Okay, you can mine there too. But you can mine anywhere on the map, just mine. And on Edge of Oblivion in particular, there are these 2 out here that just beg to be mined. Your opponent's unlikely going to be in that position of the map. Speaking of positioning on the map, down at the Stormgate, we have Falling Dust capturing that. What are we going to get? Okay, Sky Hunters. That'll be helpful against more Archangels, which we are seeing more Archangels get produced. There's another one popping right now. Although, are we on just the 1 Legion Hall? It looks like it. 1 Legion Hall, 1 Creation Chamber. Very interesting strat. Now with that said, it's Falling Dust who's got a bit of a bank. Really got the Therium, probably from working this patch for a while. Doing alright working this patch. Also on this base and this base, so lots of bases out of Fallen Dust. Now adding Exos, there's those Sky Hunters. And jayzn has not exactly, you know, stayed on the 1 base. He's staying on pace on the bases. He's just not keeping right up. So he's still saturating this one. I think we're fully saturated on 4 bases here already for Falling Dust. But again, he's been very passive. He could move forward. He could have moved forward earlier after capturing the Stormgate, and he also could have after killing the Archangels there. That's usually, hey, I killed a couple of your Archangels and I still have most of my army. Now one thing that he hasn't done is gone and sat in the Wellspring. That would be a great thing to do before doing a push here. But look, this is
Dimensional rift detected. A A Stormgate will activate soon.
An unprotected base for the most part here. Archangels, though, out in the air. We are up to 4. This is one way that Falling Dust could really lose this, is by allowing that Archangel count to get higher and higher. I'm sure Jason's thinking the same thing. Also augmenting with some sabers. Alright, Sky Hunters are pretty good. We have half the army down here. Archangels up above. Okay, finally regrouping. One Archangel, I'm not sure he was trying to land. That one went down real quick. Another one going down. But what this means is the Argents are just fighting the Exos kind of toe to toe. The Archangel's actually doing a pretty good job here, and we get 2 more meteor strikes here on top of the Hedgehogs. And those Hedgehogs are probably going to go down now. One of the... Oh, they're so low, these Archangels. Are they going to stay alive at that level? Oh my goodness. We see reinforcements showing up here. Some tanks, but oh no. Tanks aren't great reinforcements. These Archangels are heroes. Maybe this is the reason Jason was thinking this would be a valuable replay, is that these Archangels somehow stayed alive. Come on, go soak in the healing juice now. Where are you going, buddy? Oh, Falling Dust. You got it. Okay, Exos now. Switching up and being Exo Tank. It's an interesting tech switch here. The tanks won't be that useful against the Archangels while they're in the air, but otherwise pretty good against most of these ground units. I don't think this Stormgate is going to get caught, and we get some Exos coming in from the back. But wait a second, they capped a couple of those units unawares. One Archangel goes down, Argent goes down, Saber has to use its mass accelerator to get out. Tank has to run away now, says I don't want to be caught in this, it's being focus fired down. We got Exos here being punished by some meteor strikes, and then here come the Archangels to say bye bye tank. One shot at it. As wow, lots of tanks popped out. I don't hate that, but remember, gotta use your tanks well. It's not really a pushy unit unless you've got some evacs to carry it around. Better in good defensive positions, whatever that might be for you on your map. And Jason's saying, I'm going to take advantage. I got a mobile army of flying angels who actually just delete servos. So bye-bye to the servos. That was the whole base. And now we're getting the army, the tank army showing up in the north. Here it comes. Boom! Serious blast. That was seriously good. Can I get another blast off? Not before the Archangels pick up and save themselves, which is pretty good. Now, they could probably do a meteor strike right into those units. So the base did go down. And we have that Arc Fortress saying, hey, I'm going to go get a Stormgate. That's not a...
A Stormgate will activate soon.
That's not a thing. You can't capture Stormgates. Maybe you can use that Fate's End on Stormgates. I don't know if that's one way you can use it. Maybe. Haven't seen it yet. If that happens, let me know. Archangel's back home trying to heal up around the Grace Light node. And this should be a very easy capture with all these Atlases. Some of them aren't even attacked. Oh, there we go. Boom. Why am I feeling like the DPS is not as high as I thought it would be? Maybe there's too many tanks here. And what you need is a better balance, a different balance. This Arc Fortress, don't even with your shenanigans. jayzn doing the shenanigans once he does it again, you know the shenanigan. Boom! Those are really nice meteor strikes and lots of tanks going down there. But the Archangels are largely sacrificed into that. And what do we get out here? Boom, it's a Stormcaller. I kind of like that. Hey, Arc Fortress. What you doing? Well, that base got finished. Does that mean it's time for the Arc Fortress to come in? Stormcaller gets called on top of the Seraphim. Still no Fate's End from the Arc Fortress. Stormcaller just chilling, protecting the units here. I don't think there's any friendly fire on that. Does provide a nice little barrier. Helps zone that army back. Come on, Arc Fortress. Just an overlord. It's just a scout. So it was a tech switch for jayzn into Seraphim after the Archangels. You usually go the other way around, but he went this way. We got any laser beams yet? No laser beams. But these units all think, uh-oh, Arc Fortress, baby! Oh no! Thought he was on a hold position. Flies over here. Yeah, has the laser beam. Oh, but was still in range of the hedgehogs. Harsh. Very harsh. These units chilling. This game started out a little bit slow, but it's starting to get a little bit choppy here in the late game, the mid to late game. Lots of cool ideas, but not everything connecting. That Fate's End, we saw it coming, but in the end, it did not do what it was meant to. These prisms still over here just milking out these Therium nodes. Easy peasy. Easy, easy peasy. Now remember these green nodes, you can mine them faster. You only got to take fewer swipes on them, if I remember correctly. Means for something like this, it might even be valuable to walk them the extra few steps over there. Stormgate in the middle gets triggered. So that means we might have a real battle here. We got the sieging up of the hedgehogs, which are going to do a really good job against the Seraphim.
A Stormgate has appeared.
Despite one meteor strike going down and leaving a scorched earth and taking out a lot of them. They're still in sieged up mode. All these units in sieged up mode. Sieged up mech. Artists are going to pull forward and try and get on top of the hedgehogs. And we got a big old deep one. You know what the deep one's for. Going to launch those big old fireballs. Smash units. Should be aiming for the tanks because it'll do extra damage on the tanks. But it didn't really matter because he added the extra oomph that this needed and was able to take that out. We get a woo. And we get a TT. We all know means I'm terribly tired right now. But this base finally gets taken down. We thought it might go down, but that is going to be a GG.